Welcome to another episode of the Neoliberal Round Podcast. There is a letter that is being circulated by Roman Sheremita, who is professor of economics at the University in Kyiv. Professor Roman Sheremita of economics. He's also a board member, founding rector of American University Kyiv. He's circulating a letter that the former political prisoner and former president of Poland sent to President Donald Trump in the wake of the debacle or the disastrous meeting between Zelensky and President Trump in the White House. And we have the letter here that we've published in the neoliberal journals as well. That's available, and I will share the letter with you. According to the letter says this: former president of Poland, Lech, Walesa, wrote the following letter to Mr. Trump. Your Excellency, Mr. President, we watched the report of your conversation with the President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, with fear and distaste. We find it insulting that you expect Ukraine to show respect and gratitude for the material assistance provided by the United States in its fight against Russia, lowercase Russia. He deliberately uses the lowercase r for Russia. He goes on, he says, gratitude is owed to the heroic uppercase Ukrainian soldiers who shed their blood in defense of the values of the free world. They have been denied, or they have been dying on the front lines for more than 11 years in the name of these values and the independence of their homeland, which was attacked by Putin's Russia, again Russia in lowercase r. He says, we do not understand how the leader of a country that symbolizes the free world cannot recognize this. Our alarm was also heightened by the atmosphere in the Oval Office during this conversation, which reminded us of the interrogations we endured at the hands of the security services and the debates in communist courts. Prosecutors and judges, acting on behalf of the all-powerful communist political police, would explain to us that they held all the power while we held none. They demanded that we cease our activities, arguing that thousands of innocent people suffered because of us. They stripped us of our freedoms and civil rights because we refused to cooperate with the government or express gratitude for our oppression. We are shocked that President Volodymyr Zelensky was treated in the same manner. They demanded that we cease our activities, arguing that thousands of innocent people suffered because of us. They stripped us of our freedoms and civil rights because we refused to cooperate with the government or express gratitude for our oppression. We are shocked that President Volodymyr Zelensky was treated in the same manner. We remember that without President Ronald Reagan and America's financial commitment, the history of the 20th century shows that whenever the United States sought to distance itself from democratic values and its European allies, it ultimately became a threat to itself. President Woodrow Wilson understood this when he decided in 1917 that the United States must join World War I. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt understood this when, after the attack on Pearl Harbor in December of 1941, he resolved that the war to defend America must be fought not only in the Pacific but also in Europe, in alliance with the nations under attack by the Third Reich. we remember that without President Ronald Reagan and America's financial commitment, the collapse of the Soviet Empire would not have been possible. President Reagan recognized that millions of enslaved people suffered in Soviet Russia and the countries it had subjugated, including thousands of political prisoners who paid for their defense of democratic values with their freedom. His greatness lay, among other things, in his unwavering decision to call the USSR an empire of evil and to fight it decisively. We won today. We won. And today, the statue of President Ronald Reagan stands in Warsaw facing the US Embassy. Mr. President, material aid, military and financial, can never be equated with the bloodshed in the name of Ukraine's independence and the freedom of Europe and the entire free world. Human life is priceless. Human life is priceless. Its value cannot be measured in money. Gratitude is due to those who sacrificed their blood and their freedom. This is self-evident to us. The people of Solidarity, former political prisoners of the communist regime under Soviet Russia. We call on the United States to uphold the guarantees made alongside Great Britain in the 1994 Budapest Memorandum, which established a direct obligation to defend Ukraine's territorial integrity in exchange for its relinquishment of nuclear weapons. These guarantees are unconditional. There is no mention of treating such assistance as an economic transaction. Signed, Lech Walesa, former political prisoner and President of Poland. Submitted by Roman Sheremeta, Professor of Economics, Board Member and Founding Rector of American University, Kyiv. That was also available in the Neoliberal Journals at the Neoliberal Corporation's More Magazine website page, theneoliberal.com. I'm Ronaldo McKenzie, the creator and host and president here at the Neoliberal Corporation, creator and host of the Neoliberal Round podcast, author of Neoliberalism. Of course, we will talk about this some more. We will have a guest on the show on the 17th of this month. We will have the CEO of Revere, Mr. Woodrow II will come to the show and he will talk about some of these things we will talk about more about this. This is the Neoliberal Round podcast. Please continue to subscribe on any stream, YouTube, or you can subscribe via the any podcast stream. You can find your stream by going to anchor.fm/theneoliberal. And please don't forget to support us by going to anchor.fm/theneoliberal/support. We'll talk more about this.